know my name, they look up and see the game. It's not a problem, we spin and change. Got the pedal to the metal when I pull out the garage. They feeling them at all, these niggas a mirage. Handling my beers like a full body massage. Hands on, niggas gon' hate, hoes want a menage. Cops fuck with me hoping to get a charge. Hoes leaving they man, fucking us cause our cars. If it's one thing I know, it's smoking and living large, Woo. Got me speeding down the interstate. See what I'm eating, want a piece up off my dinner plate. Hey, she fucking me cause how I win a race. Plus I ain't cheap, I'm rolling reefer, counting bigger cake. Wait, I'm talking fast car, big estate. Money coming cash, plus in the bank. Nigga don't believe me, throw it in your face. Bitch, I'm in the building like real estate. I'm still the same, no it ain't a thing. Yeah, something said gold, ain't a damn thing changed.
What's going on, guys? Fuck it, we'll do it live. Thank you so much if you've actually oh shit. Give me a second here. Hold on. That makes sense. Alrighty then. Alright, now we're back. Give me a second here, guys. This is my first time back. If you have not hit follow, I don't know what to tell you. If you could give me a couple seconds. Just like before. As soon as I hit stream, and I've been sitting here all damn day, as soon as I hit stream, my father rode up. I'm looking right at him through my window. I know he's looking at me. Let me go see what he wants so he can, you know, go away. Let me see. So that's something that usually... And that's how you know we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Because we got our interruptions straight from our family. Right on time. Alright, guys? Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what the fuck? Where have you been, dude? A lot of stuff has happened since the last time I streamed. One of the major things is that for my life, we went to go and we ate at Golden Corral. Okay? And our fucking car broke down. Our car broke down. It was the second car that broke down on us. Really sucked. I did a lot of crazy shit. I should actually show you some of the crazy shit. Let me see here. First of all, right. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I wanted to show y'all this. Okay. First of all.
Just got an email that someone is trying to.
What the hell? My sister is a TikToker. She's pretty cool. She's pretty awesome. This was one of the TikToks I got to save it. Maybe I can show it to you guys in a minute. Let's see. Talk. And another one would be the other video that I had where I was testing. You see, I did a lot of tests on my girlfriend's car. Did a lot of them. And let's see if this is it. No, that is not it. That is not it either. Let me see. Is this it? I think this might be it. Let me see. Okay, so I went to my... Is this even me? Yes, this is me. Golly, dude. Swear to God. People are just out of pocket with it. Right? Anyways. Okay, so... I'm going to send that one to the computer. Okay, cool. So... Yeah, my damn freaking thing. Our car broke down. It's a damn GMC Acadia. Okay, the first car that broke down was a damn Pathfinder. I did the damn timing chain on it. Wouldn't you know that didn't fucking work at all because it just got me in a little bit more bullshit. So we bought a GMC Acadia, and that motherfucker went down. All right. Let me show you some of the stupid, ridiculous things that, I did a lot of tests on it, as I said. Let me show you some of the stupid, ridiculous things that sometimes I'll be fucking around, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll be fucking around. Let's check it out. Hold on. Give me some time here. Give me some time, okay? So this is me fucking around, acting retarded. I'm testing the damn fuel injectors. The damn car was still on fire. Okay? I am the worst mechanic ever. So don't ever ask me to work on your cars because I suck. Alright? As you can see, I set that car on fire. But, hey, yo, if you do look, though, right? Like, if you are with a trained eye, which you probably don't have one, but I do. If you do look... This motherfucker here is straight up geysering for no reason. See, it's supposed to go puff, 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 puff. You know what I mean? A lot of people from the hood that you might not want to smoke with are familiar with the puff, 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 puff because it's supposed to go fucking puff, puff, pass. But anyways, this motherfucker here is geysering. It's pissing all over the place, and that's when you can see that for some reason spark, I guess, when the engine hit this thing, and you can tell that all the gas is, it's already in a mist form or atomized, I guess, if you want to call it that, and boom, you see the fire just, you see, it just, and that looked like the oil field. That looked like Jarhead whenever they're walking through the fucking desert and the desert's on fire. It was crazy. All right. It burned all this. It burned all the like a lot of the foam that was under the hood, but I turned it off. It was pretty good. Turns out I got to do a timing chain on it. Wouldn't you know that I would have to do a fucking timing chain on another car? But anyways, okay. As I was saying, my retarded sister, let's get back to her real quick because she made a TikTok.
Baby, I see you working hard, wanna let you know I'm proud, let you know that I admire what you do. Don't know if I need to reassure you, my life will be purposeless without you. Baby, I see you working hard, wanna let you know.
So you can tell that she is there singing to our car, and I really feel like she is right because at the point I was like that for a while. She couldn't have said it any better. Okay, by the way, this is my sister's TikTok. Go ahead and follow her. She's pretty awesome. She's pretty funny. She's way funnier than me. So yeah, you know what I mean? So there's that. You know what I mean? Just make sure that I'm live, and I'm live. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to do that, say that about that. And I later on, so I had both cars down, right? My girlfriend had 2 cars, and we had them both taking a shit on us. Shit, you can't hear nothing. I forgot to fucking do the audio capture. Fuck. So I don't know why my damn thing is doing this. Capture, audio capture, okay. I don't know why it's doing this. Which is a video capture device. Okay, nope, that's not it. Video capture device, display capture. Okay, video capture device. Okay, there's none there. Audio input capture. Nope. I don't know why it's doing this. Video capture. Nope. Nope. Okay, so it is not capturing. Mic. At least the mic is capturing, but the video is not capturing, which I don't like. Window capture? Okay. Nope. Display capture? None. Crop. Nope. No display. Okay, cool. Nope. Not capturing at all. Video capture? Nope. Not capturing at all. That is on. Cool. That is on. This is not. This is not, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's not capturing. I don't know why it's not capturing. So we'll have to go, let's go full screen me, right? And this video, Mac OS capture 3. Mac OS capture 3, let's see. Cancel. See, I haven't been on in a while, so a lot of these things that are just really not, they're just not working out. Capture card device, Mac audio capture, screen capture. Okay, whatever you want to do. There, are you back? Okay, it's supposed to capture. Let's see if that is working. Sorry for the. And we gotta go back. Okay, so now we're fucking capturing. Okay. So anyways, we gotta go to just screen to make sure this shit's working too. Right? Sometimes this shit just doesn't work. Thank you for just making it easy on me. And recapture. Okay, now we're good. Full screen me. Feel like $1 million. So it's been a rough start. Not everything's gonna go as well as you hoped, but yes, like I was saying, that we did have another car before I was really interrupted by my computer and its fucking malfunctions. We did have another car. It was a Pathfinder 2017. And that car took a shit on me a while ago. Okay? A while ago. I did the timing chain on that son of a bitch. And then it blew a sprocket. I mean, I'm talking into pieces, okay? The sprocket blew into fucking pieces. One of the goddamn cam phasers. I don't expect you to understand what the hell I mean. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see here. Give me a second. Give me a second, okay? Give me a second. All right? Boom. All right? Well, damn, it don't show it on there either. Let's see. Don't show it on there either. So I don't expect you to understand what I mean, but I will show you the part. Okay. Blink. Blink. So you can have more of an idea of what I am talking about. Okay. Main screen. Okay. So this fucking thing exploded. Just exploded. Okay. All right. I guess I did the timing chain and that motherfucker was like, I'm about to bust because that thing exploded in there. I had to change it out. It cost $300 for one of these fucking stupid things right here. Right here. Okay. And it was not fun. It was very shitty. It was a shitty situation. So I buttoned it all up. Okay. But did all the timing chain and shit. And you can tell because look how I'm on my marks. And I know a lot of people are like, dude, I am not a fucking mechanic. Why are you explaining this bullshit to me? I'm just telling you where the fuck I was. I know that I haven't been streaming live for a grip now, and I'm just telling you where the fuck I was. Okay. So, and I don't have my streaming chat up. I could probably put it on my damn phone. But yeah, dudes, you know, I've been gone. I've been doing my thing. So I took it apart again, right? And one of the things that I noticed was that was intact. Now I had other things going on due to the fact that I was fucking in it, dude. Let's take a look at a video of what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, how to extend this or what, but let's see. There you go. There you go. I was in it.
What's up, guys? I'm going to get to this pretty quickly. I had a problem with this 2017 Pathfinder. I did the timing chain on it, and it would just crank. It started and worked fine for 5 days. Then it just took a shit on me. I learned why. It had a bent valve. Well, anyways, let me just get to it, okay? It would crank. The only way to start it was if like I pushed the gas a bunch of times, it would start. Learned that it was running on 3 pistons. I've already fucking ripped all this shit apart. Okay, I pretty much had to take fucking everything apart. Okay, so if you take the head off, which I got right there, take the head off. You gotta take the bolts from the inside of this timing chain off. So you gotta take the phasers out. You gotta take the catalytic converter out. There's 4 bolts. There's 2 that right here where the tip of my finger is. There's one there, and then there's one behind this damn wire harness. And then there's some that go the opposite direction. You can reach them with an extension ratchet. You gotta take this water, the coolant off of it, and you gotta take this side of you gotta take the air intake off, and then the fuel injectors. This is all, I'm just rough summing it because I've noticed that when I was looking for help, there is no 2017, hey, yo, you take a 2017 Pathfinder apart? Nope, there's nothing like that. Well, so I'm going to clean these up right now, okay? There's a lot of dust right here that I don't want to get into the cylinder heads. And we're going to go ahead and start putting it back together because let me show you. She actually did have a catastrophic failure. Let me show you. Sorry, my getup is crappy. 2 bent valves. Just bent, okay? They wouldn't close. They weren't seating right. So we're screwed on that one. Then, let me show you something crazier. I guess the valve hit the piston. It shot back up. Broke the cam. That's not the same. That's not the... So we had to get another cam, which is from a 2016. We're crossing our fingers hoping that it works. We're going to go ahead and slap.
It did not fucking work. I had to buy a $600 cam just to get that damn car running.
Back together, but I just wanted to make sure that I covered it at least because I mean, shit, I'm on the moon and I'm about to head back home. So, yeah. Wish me luck, dudes. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments because I noticed that there is no, you know, that's one thing about God. He always wants to show me things that are not on YouTube. I have to figure them out by myself. Anyways, if you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comments.
Don't drop them in the comments. Don't ask me any questions because I don't know shit, okay? Just let that be known. You know, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to help you. Hey, on the real, though, I did look everywhere for... On the real, I did look everywhere for help online. Okay, and I didn't find shit. Okay, like everybody be like, yo, so you're changing the air filter on a 2017 Pathfinder, huh? Well, let me help you out here, okay? And they wouldn't show me shit, okay? I don't know why my shit's not playing no more, but that they wouldn't show me shit. So I had to like just kind of say, okay, well, if this is the part that I got to take off, then I'm going to take it off. And if not, then, well, that's the way it was. Shit. Clicked the wrong thing. So we're done with that. So I was just tripping out on all that and making sure that everything was cool, you know? I'm just checking my audio again, guys. So another thing that really threw me off the entire time, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the entire time is how, dude, they fucking killed Charlie Kirk. I just was like, what the fuck? The entire time. I went to work and I had a bing, pretty much as like the rest of us, that said bing, you know, and it told me that that somebody had shot Charlie Kirk, that Charlie Kirk had been shot. And, you know, like the rest of us, I went through the whole, well, I hope he's all right. And came home, because I got off work early that day. Came home and sat down and saw the news that he had been dead. That he had been unalived. I'm sorry. That he was unalived and that unfortunately it was very tragic. It was very tragic. And then the next thing I remember is I watched it online on TikTok. It was for everybody to see. Actually, it was almost as if like we were all forced to watch a public execution. It was not something that I signed up to watch, but I was kind of forced to watch it. And it ever since then, I feel like the world has been set on this like the whole world shifted kind of just a little bit. And I hated the guy, but I didn't want that to happen to him, you know. I just didn't like his smug attitude and some of his views, you know. But I did watch his damn South Park episode, you know. It just upset me that happened. He didn't need to go like that, and the world didn't need to see like that. I mean, you had all cameras facing this one guy, and I'm more than sure if you have seen what I saw, then you would know that it didn't take no goddamn hour to say that he passed away. He must have been gone in the first 15 seconds. But I guess you gotta wait for like a doctor to pronounce you dead or something. But anyways, one of the things that I have been like going down a rabbit hole on, okay, this kind of stuff is, now that I'm not busy with my damn car, which somebody will probably say, we need to make him busy with his fucking car again, dude. Have that Pathfinder. Anyways, now that I'm not busy with my car, I wanted to share some crazy shit that I went down a rabbit hole last night. And for the last couple of days, I've been going down a fucking crazy-ass rabbit hole. And I guess it kind of started with the whole thing that Kirk's passing. That really sucked. So let's check it out. I wanted to show you some things, have you build your own opinion on some of the stuff that I saw. And let's check it out. Shouldn't take much of your time. Also, too, by the way, I am Scrambled Eggs, ACMF, motherfucker, okay? So if you have not hit the follow button, that would be much appreciated if you did. Because I would have done it for you, bro. I would have done it for you already, homie. I would have hit subscribe. I would have hit subscribe. I would hit follow. I would hit unfollow, and then I hit follow again because I'm that cool, dude. That's the difference between me and you. Anyways, so let's check it out, dog. Let's check it out, frog. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. One of the first things that I did want to share with you, okay, is I've been going down a rabbit hole like I said, and let's just begin this rabbit hole. I wanted to show you some of how Israel influences the United States politics, what that has to do with a lot of things going forward, okay? Because a lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of shit that a lot of people don't know. One of the things that to put me on this was Candace Owens. You know, Candace Owens, she went and she said, why does Benjamin Netanyahu, which is the prime minister of Israel, why does he have to say that he didn't kill Charlie Kirk twice publicly? You know, that threw me off. I said, what the hell's going on with all that? So I started getting a little deeper. Let me just invite you down this rabbit hole, okay?
With LBJ, they were amongst his closest allies. They often...
Okay, so I'm going to start with this, okay? I'm going to start with this because we're going to talk about John F. Kennedy. We're going to go all the way to John F. Kennedy, and I know you're thinking, holy shit, but I'm going to sum some shit up. We're going to throw a couple of this here, a couple of that there, a couple of this here, and it's all going to be able to, you're gonna, just, okay? Just follow my, just okay? We're going to start with John F. Kennedy, okay? This is where we're going to be talking about how all this shit started. I'm going to try to go to the beginning, even though the beginning starts even further back, okay? But as far as Americans go, this is kind of where, you know.
Politicians and financiers. But not everybody was enjoying the party. He was killed. Arthur Krim, a powerful film executive and the head of the Democratic Party Finance Committee, was behind that JFK star-studded gala. Later that night, the Krims hosted an after-party at their home. In the Krims' living room, the Kennedys were surrounded by Hollywood's elite, politicians and financiers. But not everybody was enjoying the party. A quiet figure sat off to the side, on a stairwell, alone, observing the scene from above. It was no other than Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson. Someone noticed him lurking on the stairwell, and shortly after joined him, and what started as a simple conversation soon turned into a close and very influential relationship with no other than Matilda Krim.
Climbed halfway up a set of stairs and sat down and was looking to the crowd from above. And I thought, this is not fair, you know, somebody should pay attention to the vice president. And I sat next to him on the step. And we had the first conversation there. And that night I admired him for his ability to stand back, you know, to let the Kennedys enjoy the evening and be the stars of the evening.
Matilda Krim is no ordinary socialite and has a very interesting history.
Who has pictures like that? Fucking Jeffrey Epstein has pictures like that. Ghislaine Maxwell has pictures like that. That's what tripped me out. I was like, what the fuck?
As a student at the University of Geneva, she embraced the Zionist cause. She even converted to Judaism after marrying David Danon, a man exiled from Palestine for his ties to the Irgun, a violent terrorist organization that was operating in British-controlled Palestine.
You're thinking to yourself, okay, so what is that got to do with anything, Johnny? What is that got to do with anything? Okay? Okay, so let me explain to you something. That was the beginning, okay? Little did we know that JFK was going to bite the bullet. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know that at the time. She went and she took an interest in the vice president. Vice president ended up becoming the president. All right? Now, we're going to start with this, okay? Before, I should have showed you this before, but here she is right here. Candace Owens, tearing it up.
Under FARA. And so American Zionist Council, that's exactly what it was called.
Okay, American Zionist Council was a pro-Israel lobby in the United States founded in 1949. It represented 9 nationwide Zionist organizations in matters related
See at the bottom there, in 1962.
So if you're unaware, I'm just gonna just throw this out there. Zionist is basically like Israel, Jew. They're basically the same shit. Okay, it's like they're I don't know, like, you know, like I guess their political party. I don't know what the fuck it is. I just know that it's the same shit, bro.
President, look at the last paragraph. In 1962, yeah.
President John F. Kennedy and his brother Bobby, as the U.S. Attorney General, forced the AZC to register as a foreign agent. In doing so, they were barred from making monetary contributions to U.S. officials. Who was barred? AZC?
Yeah, so AIPAC, for lack of a better term. They were called AZC back then. But continued to send out newsletters and hold events with a nonprofit tax exemption.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened was he was shot. So he literally, they were writing him letters. You can find this. This is all this is available information. And he was like, you need to register, you need to register, you need to register. And then we told you to register. Why are you not registering? This makes no sense. And then AIPAC got lucky because he got shot and killed.
What also you could
So they are the reason why I'm bringing this up is not to further conspiracy theories. They're the only country that's allowed to lobby Americans are not registered under the FARA Act. And so when you see these
under the
people,
what act?
FARA, so that's like if you're a foreign agent, you have to basically register, your communications are monitored, all of this stuff. But for whatever reason, Israel is an exception to this. And the reason is because JFK got shot. Because otherwise they would have been under this. So that is the reason that they're allowed to do this. And so, when this, and then of course we're not allowed to read the files, but leading up to his death, he was having arguments with the Prime Minister, Ben Gurion. That's a fact, another fact. He was having heated arguments.
So basically what she's telling you is that, yo, these dudes, they went over there, they were like, hey, yo, we'd like to give you whatever millions for your campaign. And JFK was like, yo, y'all need to register underneath this foreign, whatever, how she's, foreign, what is it, what the fuck is it? It was, let me see, fucking.
When this JFK got shot.
Foreign Agents Registration Act. Okay, there you go. Okay, so they told her that they told them that they needed to. JFK told them that they need to register for this shit, and they were like, no, right? They didn't, even though he told them that they needed to. Then he got shot. Okay, so one of the things that trips me out, okay, if you don't know this, we give Israel like something about $3 billion a year, okay. And okay, so if America says to I don't know, Joe Schmo country, hey yo, you know what, we're gonna help you economically or whatever, we're gonna give you $100, you know what I mean? They don't have to give you the $100 in one go. They can give you 50 cents here, $25 here, but at the end of the year it has to equal out to $100, okay? Just, but Israel doesn't get their money like that. They get it. There's the only country that in the world that America gives money to like this, and they get their money within the first 30 days of the fiscal year. Okay, which trips me out because I'm like, okay, we're trying to help you out. You're telling us you're putting stipulations on the way we give you money. That's crazy. That's like, that's just insane to me, So that's not even half of it, okay? They go and they take that money, okay, and they're the only people that have to. And you're gonna probably hear this multiple times throughout my presentation here. They're the only people that have to. So basically, they're the only people that. So when America gives people money, I guess they go and they say, hey, yo, you know what? This budget, I don't want you going to spend this somewhere else. You know what I mean? Spend it over here on our defense stuff. So we get our money back, kind of in a sort of way. Then they can spend it on whatever. They don't even need to explain to us what they've done with the money, which is kind of wild, right? So I was like, what the fuck? Because first of all, we're giving you a lot of money. Secondly, you're telling us when to give it to you. And thirdly, you don't even have to explain to us what you're doing with the money. That's crazy. It's crazy. We're gonna continue on, okay? So let me see here what I got here. This is what tripped me out, okay? You talk about buying politics, okay? Politicians and stuff. All right. This just happened, what was it, June or July, something like that? The mayor, they were debating for the New York City mayoral position, and it just tripped me out because you hear them fighting. Let me just show you.
Visit by a mayor of New York is always considered significant. Where would you go first? Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani?
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples, or at their homes, or at the subway platform.
Bro, why is it so important?
Ultimately, we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not
as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
He won't say it has a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
And
clear.
his answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike you, I answer questions very directly.
All right,
and I want to be very clear. I believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mamdani. Visit by a mayor.
That, you know what? That's crazy. That's crazy because, I mean, you got these American politicians and they're like, he said he won't fucking go. That's what he wants to do. No, he said it. You know, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you kissing? Who are you kissing up to? Who are you kissing up to? You're supposed to be kissing up to the American people, the New Yorkers. If you're going to kiss up to Jews, it should be the Jews that live in New York City, not the fucking Jews around the world. Okay? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? It seemed dystopian to hear them argue about stuff like that. I was like, what the hell? Why? I'm going to look something up here. I was just like, wow, you know? I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And they need to chill with all that. Like, come on, you're supposed to be for us, not them. Over here trying to pledge your allegiance to another country. That's wild and out of pocket. And man, and you know, you're thinking, well, that's probably New York City. Or Texas, we're different. You know? Not very much so. Okay? Here we go. Got this fucking guy. Everybody loves this fucking guy.
Isolationists, the obsession with Israel. Why is Israel...
I don't think I'm obsessed with Israel.
Okay, but I think a lot of people are, and like the question, Israel spies on us. Well, so does every other country. Why are you mad at Israel?
I guess, no, I'm hardly the one who's... I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC. We're not sort of paying for the operations of the British
government. So I gotta say, and this is, it's weird... We're talking about isolationists, the obsession with Israel. Why is Israel...
I don't think I'm obsessed with Israel.
Okay, but I think a lot of people are, and like the question, Israel spies on us. Well, so does every other country. Why are you mad at Israel?
I guess, no, I'm hardly the one who's... I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli... friendship
is
and
AIPAC
relationship.
a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Great.
And I've worked every day to do that. AIPAC, a lot of times, AIPAC, I wish were much more effective. Like, they're focused on online.
And if you're thinking, what the fuck does this got to do with anything? What the fuck does this got to do with anything? Okay? I hear that. Okay? Again, this bitch. Okay? She's the one started. She's like, fucking started it all. Okay? Then you hear Candace Owens.
Otherwise, they would have been under this. So that is the reason. That
And she's talking about the Foreign Agents Registration Act. She's talking about a thing that was once called AZC, and now it's called AIPAC, and that's exactly what fucking this dipshit's trying to fucking talk about too. I'm sorry, I cannot stand that man, Ted Cruz, like John Oliver.
Who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC...
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking.
No, not uncomfortable at all.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people with AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's
when was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and get a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC,
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets...
No.
I want to get to the core question.
So, I guess the consensus is that a lot of people have been motioning towards having this discussion. You see, a lot of things have been taking place on the world stage as far as like as far as Gaza, and if you're not familiar with that, I'll sum it up as quickly as I can. I guess in World War II, somebody said, "Hey, yo, we got to find a place for all these Jews." They went and they fucking took over Palestine. There was people there. They were the fucking local Arabs, right? And they basically just came in and they said, "Hey, yo, you know what I mean?" They went and they took over fucking neighborhood by neighborhood, city by city, until they had a fucking state. And then the United Nations said, we're gonna recognize these people as a Israel state. Pissed everybody off. They've been fighting for their land ever since. And I'm talking about the people that are Palestine. Okay, so and of course I'm summing it up as quickly as I can, and so they have been lobbying in America so that way the Jewish people can have a certain type of security as far as using American, geopolitics to help with that. Okay, and our taxpayer money, to be honest with you, right? So every time you go and you work your ass off and then you look at your check and they say, God damn, they took this much. They took a lot of it's going to fucking Israel. We got to buy bombs to bomb fucking people in Gaza, children in Gaza. And everybody's seen the video where they bombed the shit out of that hospital. This too makes me think to myself like, well, fuck, they bombed the dog shit out of that hospital. And then when people were trying to help, they bombed it again. Let's just here's a real life point of view. You know what I mean? Point of view. Our dude, Gaza looks like Warsaw in 1945, bro. That's what Gaza literally looks like. You remember that movie? What is it called? The Pianist, right? That dude walks out. Remember at the end of the movie, he walks out and he's looking around and he's like, "Oh fuck." Right? The whole fucking everything has just been bombed and shell-shocked. All of Poland. And that's exactly what the Gaza Strip looks like right now. Okay? Let's move on. Let's fucking move on. Because this is actually... so let's move on. That's what it looks like right now. For real, in real life. If you have not looked at it, you should look at it. That's why... that's why I think that Americans are starting to have this conversation more. That's why when Tucker Carlson said, "I'm not the one that's mad," you seem offended that I'm asking these questions, okay? Which is true. And if you do not know who Mossad is the Israel National Intelligence Agency, which they're probably, I've already said a bunch on this live stream. They're probably gonna fucking say, "Yo, enough with this dude," right? So. But let's continue. Let's see what else we got going on, right? This one is with MTG or Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is another person. And these are people from across the aisle from me. Like, I do not align myself with their political views. I cannot stand that man, Ted Cruz, and I cannot stand this chick either. I think she spews a lot of hatred and lies. That's what I believe, okay? That's my personal belief. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to come together on this one because we're going to hear what they have to say, because it's good to hear what other people on the other across the aisle have to say, right? So here's another clip from Tucker Carlson.
Or almost every single Republican I'm aware of, other than you and maybe Massey, is like in this weird kind of Israel worship mode all the time. And many Democrats, by the way, Pelosi, chief among them.
When
that?
So when a candidate steps forward and they're running for Congress, they get approached by all kinds of groups, all the special issue groups, everything from pro-life groups to pro-gun groups to Christian groups, and there's a group called AIPAC, and they come too. And so they'll have a survey form for you to fill out. Each group has a survey form because they want to know where you are on the issues, which I think is a good thing. I think Second Amendment groups need to know, hey, are you going to take away my gun rights? I think that's the right thing to be asking candidates. Pro-life groups, are you going to go to Washington and vote to kill babies? Like, we want to know who you are. I think that's great. Well, there's a group called AIPAC, and they come and they want to know what's your position on Israel, and they want you to write a paper, and they want to fill you out on your position on Israel. And then if you get elected to Congress, if you win your race, everyone's freshman year.
First off, don't write a fucking paper. A paper. I ain't writing no fucking paper.
Life groups, are you going to go to Washington and vote to kill babies? Like, we want to know who you are. I think that's great. Well, there's a group called AIPAC, and they come and they want to know what's your position on Israel, and they want you to write a paper, and they want to fill you out on your position on Israel. And then if you get elected to Congress, if you win your race, everyone's freshman year, AIPAC will take Republicans and Democrats, new members, on a special trip to Israel.
Do they pay for it?
I don't know. I don't know because they didn't take me. They didn't take me.
Were you the only one in your class who didn't go?
I think I'm the only one in my class that did not get invited. I didn't even get invited. It wasn't that I turned it down. I didn't even get invited. And I'm not anti-Semitic. I wish Israel the best. I wish them all the best. I wish everybody the best. But they didn't take me on the trip.
I do too.
Yeah. But they didn't take me on the trip, so I don't know if they pay for it, but I should find that out because I think that's important. But here's the situation, and it can't be ignored, and I have no problem talking about it. I think any special interest group, if they are representing another country, a foreign country, they have to register that way.
Totally 100%. Totally 100%. And she's, like she said, Democrats are Republicans. They both like this, like exactly how you saw it on right here. You know, they're both the same. I mean, look at how these guys, these potential mayors of New York, these candidates, look at how they're fucking bickering about this guy, and they probe him live on television, right? He's the only one that they dive deeper on. You know what I mean? Then it goes, oh, really? Oh, what are you going to eat? Or anything like that to the other people. But to him, they're like, do you believe? Is this something that you believe that should, you know? And the other people are like, no, he did it. You fucking play the video again.
Mayor of New York is always considered significant. Where would you go first? Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you?
I like how they're like, oh, dude, they consider his statement sort of, they want to say it that he's being anti-Semitic for not wanting to visit Israel. How is that un-American? I don't understand that. Like, that is the most American statement on that entire stage. Okay? That's the most American statement on that entire stage. To me, that was like, you got my vote with that one. Because honestly and truly, my troubles are not in fucking Israel. They're over here. But saying these things, you're labeled an anti-Semite, you know?
Across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples, or at their homes, or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
He won't
Not
say it
Jewish
has
state.
a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
And
clear
his
on
answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that very
That's what he was
clearly.
trying to say.
No, unlike you, I answer questions very directly.
All right,
and I want
So, there's that. I'm going to throw that out there, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene just told us that they have you write papers and shit. Okay? And if you win and they like you, they take you, hey, let's go to the fucking motherland. Let's kiss the wall together. Okay? Let's go back all the way to this bitch. Okay? See,
a set of stairs and sat down and was looking to the crowd from above. And I thought, this is not fair. You know, somebody should pay attention to the vice president. And I sat next to him on the stair. And we had the first conversation there. And that night, I admired him for his ability to stand back, you know, to let the Kennedys enjoy the evening and be the stars of the evening.
Matilda Krim is no ordinary socialite. And has a very
her fucking Jeffrey Epstein pictures.
As a student at the University of Geneva, she embraced the Zionist cause. She even converted to Judaism after marrying David Danon, a man exiled from Palestine for his ties to the Irgun, a violent terrorist organization that was operating in British-controlled Palestine. As
on you separately for advice and counsel on. I know he sought out your feelings on a number of things.
Well, I don't know if that was justified, but you see, President Johnson was a very complex person.
Of life, they have a presence where there is even this modicum of potential that someone might influence the American policy towards Israel.
And so here we are, to set the scene. JFK just got assassinated, and LBJ became president. Matilda's personal relationship continued.
There she is. You know what I mean? Out there in the country, chilling. You know what I mean? Hanging back. See, I honestly think that she was throwing a little bit of ass towards him, but I don't know. I'm just, you know. Well, that's what they're about to get into, is that she was in his ear. On a lot of things, a lot of geopolitical decisions that America was making at the time.
And shaped his views and thinking on Israel.
During his administration, I know that that he relied upon Arthur for advice on a good many things. Yeah. But I think that in addition to that, he relied on you separately for advice and counsel on. I know he sought out your feelings on a number of things.
Well, I don't know if that was justified, but you see, President Johnson was a very complex person. Very complex. And yes, he did consult me, and if in fact he asked me to help him on certain occasions.
It was no coincidence that his commitment to Israel was unprecedented for an American president at the time. See, JFK had a cautious, balanced approach to the Middle East. He wanted good relations with Israel and the Arab countries. But LBJ, he went all in, cementing the so-called strategic alliance between the US and Israel that we see today.
Okay. This man was for them so much, and you could look this one up yourself, but I'm gonna look it up for you. You can, if you're watching the show. Check it out. Let me show you. I'm going to show you some crazy shit, okay? This is when Israel attacked the United States, okay? You can see it was I guess they were in the middle of a geopolitical firestorm, right? And we're going to use that other video too. They here we go, right? They bombed us. They wanted us to get involved in their war, and he said no. Don't. When they called for help, and aircraft carrier received their message, they were going to go help them, and he called them and said, "Stand down." 2 Americans. Let me let this guy explain it to you.
And in this case, it was the agenda of the pro-Israel lobby. But what happened next is one of the most unfathomable events in American history.
On the 5th of June, 1967, Israel launched an all-out war against its Arab neighbors.
It is June 5th, 1967, 5 years from that fateful meeting on the stairwell. Lyndon B. Johnson wakes up a sleeping Matilda from her room at the White House and tells her we are at war. But the US wasn't at war. Israel was. And for some reason, the President of the United States felt that he had to wake up Matilda and let her know. And what was she doing at the White House anyways? A few days later came one of the biggest cover-ups in American history. On June 8th, Israel attacked the USS Liberty, an American Navy ship in international waters off the coast of Egypt. 34 crew members were killed and 171 were wounded. And this is where it gets a bit strange. During the attack, the USS Liberty was able to send out an SOS distress signal. A nearby fleet got the call and was scrambling to help, but they were told to stand down by a call from Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. This was a very strange thing for the Secretary of Defense to intervene in. When another fleet tried to intervene, Lyndon B. Johnson stopped the US Navy from saving American lives. I don't give a damn, I will not embarrass my ally. And of course, he was referring to Israel. Let that sit for a second. The Secretary of Defense and the President wanted everyone to die to bury the truth, but Israel had failed to sink the ship and kill everyone. That's when the cover-up began.
Well, 2/3 of the crew was either dead or wounded. First thing we saw.
So that's real. So that's fucking real. I didn't know that. You know? That's why I said, guys, I went down a fucking rabbit hole, my boy. I went down a fucking rabbit hole. And I'm not even done. All right? So they I guess their intention was to get us to join their fucking war against their fucking Arab neighbors. You know? I don't know. But they were supposed to sink the ship. They were supposed to sway the American population that we should join this war. And unfortunately, they didn't sink the ship. So people were able to say, hey, it was fucking Israel that bombed us. And the president was like, oh, whoa, don't say that. You know? And I could show you more, but we're going to move on. Okay? So you're thinking, what's that got to do with anything? What's it got to do with anything? Well, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of a guy named, well, he's a man too, but a man named Nick Fuentes. We're going to get into him, okay? A lot of Nick Fuentes shit going around on the web right now, okay? A lot of stuff, you know, I wish I could get away with this. Let me see. Let's see here. Let's see here. So if you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, I'm going to show you right now. This is the man right here himself. Just wanted to see if there was a way I can zoom in, so I can zoom into him only. What the fuck? There's not. There's not a way. So anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and let him speak. Okay, so we'll close it out. What the fuck? I am the worst. Sorry. All right, let's see what the hell this man has to say about the whole situation.
Offered an infusion of $150 million by Israel. Okay? That would double Turning Point USA's budget. Turning Point USA has an annual budget of $140 million. Netanyahu offered Turning Point $150 million. For one purpose and one purpose only: to shill for Israel harder. Turning Point USA is already pro-Israel. They're not anti-Israel. They've never been anti-Israel. Charlie Kirk has, in the past, criticized Bibi Netanyahu. He has criticized secular left-wing Jewry in America. He has criticized a war with Iran, the famine in Gaza. He has never opposed Israel in itself. He has never explicitly opposed Israel. Israel offered him $150 million to be more pro-Israel than they already were, to be harder in their support for Israel, and in particular, to support regime change in Iran and to support their ethnic cleansing and genocide in Gaza. And Charlie Kirk refused the money. And I have independently confirmed that, by the way. I've heard that from 4 people. 4 people that I trust that are in the know. So this is coming from Candace Owens, a friend of Charlie Kirk. This is coming from Max Blumenthal, who purports to have a source. And I have heard from a handful of people independently of those sources that this offer was real and that Kirk turned down the money. After Charlie Kirk turned down the money, Netanyahu asked if he would come visit Jerusalem and give him the re-education tour. The Holocaust Museum, the burned babies, the beheaded babies, the one that Elon Musk took, the one that our Speaker of the House took. Anyone that's ever criticized Israel has been subjected to. He refused that as well. They say that Charlie Kirk was offered an infusion of $150 million.
So there's that, if you will, again. Okay? That's crazy. I got more here. For you because you know what? I went and collected this shit for you. So let's hear about... Let's think to ourselves, okay, so that's got to be somewhere else, right? Nope. In Texas, too. Look at this.
Have no place in Texas and certainly do not represent Texas values. What does represent Texas values is legislation like this by Representative King and Representative Goldman that fights anti-Semitism in Texas. Anti-Semitic platforms like Gab have no place in Texas and certainly do not represent Texas values. What does represent Texas values is legislation like this.
So there's that too. Okay? Let's see what more that I've fucking... Okay, so here's this. Okay.
Israel is acquiring a nuclear bomb and warns Jack Kennedy about this. From 1961 until 1963, JFK is on top of the Israeli prime minister, demanding inspections of their nuclear reactor. Because Israel does not yet have a nuclear device. They have a reactor, but they're working towards a bomb, and the United States knows it. So JFK is coming to the Israeli prime minister and saying repeatedly, you need to open up the reactor to U.S. inspections. We need them twice a year. They need to be comprehensive. We need to let our scientists in. We need to see what you're doing. And Ben-Gurion, the prime minister, is giving them the runaround. He lets in inspectors, but they literally build fake walls to hide what they're doing. They build a fake facility and walk the inspectors through it, literally with drawn up.
And what he's talking about, right? My girl Candace Owens, okay? That's what she was talking about.
And so, when this, and then of course we're not allowed to read the files, but leading up to his death, he was having arguments with the Prime Minister, Ben-Gurion. That's a fact, another fact. He was having heated arguments with Ben-Gurion, and then the problem, look it up. JFK
The Foreign Agents Registration Act is a U.S. law that requires people and entities working on behalf of foreign.
Boom. Okay. So he all Nick Fuentes is saying is almost the same shit as what she's saying.
And fake knobs and switches and everything. Finally, in the middle of 1963, in May and June of 1963, JFK sends a letter to Ben-Gurion and says, listen, I've had enough of your shit. And at this time, this is a tense situation. Ben-Gurion is calling JFK a boy, doesn't respect him, and it's a very tense relationship. JFK won't invite Ben-Gurion to the White House. Instead, they meet in New York City. They won't have an official state visit. Finally, JFK puts his foot down. This is in May and then again in June of 1963. He says, listen, we will completely isolate Israel. You can no longer count on our support if you don't open up your reactor to U.S.-led inspections twice a year. The Israeli government receives the letter. The next day, Ben-Gurion resigns, allegedly without reading it. Now, obviously, he read it and then resigned so that he could avoid answering the ultimatum. He was prime minister from 1948, when Israel was declared, until 1963. To the day that he died, never explained why he resigned. This is the founding father of Israel. JFK sends a letter to Ben-Gurion's successor in July and says the same thing. Look, I told your predecessor, Ben-Gurion, I need inspections or else we're cutting you off. This guy shines him on. Of course, in November 63, JFK is assassinated. His assassin is assassinated by Jack Ruby, otherwise known as Jack Rubenstein, who was connected to the Jewish mafia, guys like Mickey Cohen, who were running guns to Israel in the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. Why did Jack Ruby kill Lee Harvey Oswald? Well, he says, I did it for my people. In January 1964, Lyndon Johnson is the president. Israel is believed to have tested their nuclear weapon 2 months after JFK was killed. According to American intelligence, the earliest timetable.
So there you go. There's that. You can deal with what you want with that too. Okay, we got two people talking about the same shit. Okay? And we also got these fucking guys telling you pretty much the same shit. We're talking about the same shit, okay? Just a little deeper of a dive. Just diving a little deeper, okay? So let's take a look at what was so bad about what Charlie Kirk was saying, okay? Let's hear it.
We push back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border. So maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe.
The look says it all, chat. They say one picture's worth 1,000 words. This one's 109,000 words, if you know what I'm saying.
We push back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns.
There's video proof of this guy switching his... You see... Charlie Kirk was for Israel for a long time. He would go, Israel is the only country in the Middle East that is a democracy. They don't even let the Palestinians, the Palestinian citizens, vote on their elections. So that's on the democracy part. Let's hear what else he was saying.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges, it's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. And Jewish donors.
There's that again, guys. I will leave that with you as you will. Here's another one.
The way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite.
It's been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith isn't allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions, not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this.
It's
no,
like there's some rule you can't go there when it comes to Israel.
Well, you and I believe that we're Americans and Americans first, period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation, okay? And Israel, we have funded, we have supported. I host a person that I moderate the debate of mine, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate, and my moral character is being put into question. And so I think it's a hyper paranoid, like we're just gonna try to, we're gonna just stamp out everything type of practice, but it goes to the point where, if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. The way you are treating me.
He was switching his views. He was switching his views.
They're wildly pro-Israel outlets, and yet when it comes to the reporting, it seems to be sort of the opposite.
Ben,
so the perception, the legacy media is like owned by the Jews. And
I was going to say, Ben, come
pro-Israel.
on.
This right here was, as it says, aired the day before he died. You know?
Jews own the media, Ben. So, I mean, come on. As you can tell by all the wonderful headlines you guys get.
Well, I mean, dude, the accusation that we own the media has not prevented, the Daily Wire from employing people who radically disagree with me on all of these matters. I mean, I don't agree with Matt Walsh on foreign policy. Matt, obviously, is a major host over at Daily Wire, and that's just my shop. And I'm overtly pro-Israel. Right? I mean, I'm not making any bones about this. I'm a Jew and I'm a Zionist. I'm not going to pretend that to say otherwise would be absolutely silly. They're wildly pro-Israel outlets, and yet when it comes to the reporting, it seems to be sort of the opposite.
Ben,
so the perception, the legacy.
Calling them out. Calling them out. Calling them out on their shit. So, let's see what else we got going on here. Let me see what else I got going on here. Let me see. You think to yourself, okay, well, what does that got to do with the current administration?
We push back against the media on
Let's look and see.
It's an honor to be here with the first Jewish president of the United States. And if he isn't, he should be. It's an honor to be here with
There's that. Trump just letting them do whatever they want. They probably gave that motherfucker millions and millions and millions of dollars. You know?
Anyone who gets in the way, it doesn't matter where they are, even if they are politicians in the West, they are going.
This is an Israeli. Okay? Look how confident they speak.
To fall. And I said this previously.
Hold on, did you hear what he just said? And remember, he's an Israeli agent. Are you saying Israel will murder politicians in the West? What do you mean the politicians in the West will fall?
Yeah, we will not vote for them anymore.
Oh, no, well, you don't vote for them now. You're not in our country.
We have the right to bring them up and to bring them down.
Who is we, and how are you bringing down politicians in the West if they dare to defy Israel?
That man knows what's up. That man knows what is up.
Israel controls America. Saying anything otherwise is absurd. It's counterfactual. How could, in the middle of a famine, forced famine, all of these dead children, 98% of our government is still kissing Israel's ass? It's pro-genocide. I accuse them of being deeply immoral scumbags. Oh, where's the money? Where's the money?
Look at that.
Our politicians sicken me.
Is he wrong?
And our media.
Is he
Oh,
wrong?
no. Oh, no. Congressional hearings on anti-Semitism. Protect the poor Israelis. The real problem is how you guys are offending the Israelis. No, the politicians, they're not crooks. They ignore the AIPAC money. If you say AIPAC money, that's it. You're hateful. You know, shut up. Lie on behalf of Israel. You have to lie on behalf of Israel. That's That's what mainstream media says. If you work at mainstream media and you still haven't called it a genocide, you're a coward. You're a sniveling, immoral, deeply evil coward. I'm sick of the people in power in this country using it to abuse people. They never help us. They never help us. We've given Israel $310 billion. And then Israel comes and says, you owe us. You owe us. Are you kidding me? We don't owe you a goddamn thing.
Man is very heated. Man is very heated, rightfully so, as we've been learning. And you think to yourself, okay, it's pretty bad. How is that going to affect us now? Okay.
Continuously monitoring and operating that.
Who's going to buy TikTok? Who's going to buy TikTok? They won't allow us to have TikTok. Why? Because it's fucking a national fucking travesty that people are taking our data, even though they fucking do the same thing, and that's why we get 121 fucking spam calls a day. That's why you get those text messages that say, hey, yo, your package has arrived at the fucking post office. Send $1,000 and we'll send it to you. Suck my balls. That's why, because you're stealing our fucking data and you're selling it. But that China's doing it, that pisses you off. So they're selling. And actually, from what I've heard, TikTok was heavily used by Palestinian people to spread their message. And I guess it was anti-Zionism or anti-Semitism because they, under the Biden administration, they banned them and forced them to sell to an American business owner. Let's take a look at who, because this is happening in days, who is buying TikTok? Who could be buying TikTok? Fuck.
A new version of TikTok's algorithm. Under the deal, owners of the U.S.-based version of TikTok will lease a copy of the algorithm from ByteDance. And then Oracle is essentially going to serve as the gatekeeper here, continuously monitoring and operating that algorithm. The official said the data will be kept in a secure cloud and that ByteDance will not have any access to U.S.-based users' information on the platform. The algorithm, of course, has long been a sticking point in these negotiations. And we should add at this point, it's unclear if this will satisfy the national security law passed by Congress, though the White House is certainly hoping it will. An official tells us that President Trump is planning to sign an executive order later this week, cementing his approval of the deal, though worth mentioning also that we heard from China's foreign ministry on Friday, and they fell short of a full endorsement. As we've been reporting, the structure of a likely TikTok deal is going to take the shape, with ByteDance leaving with a less than
My bad. I forgot to fucking turn on my microphone too. I forgot to switch the damn screens. Y'all over here watching me smoke a vape. My bad. Let's continue. Sorry.
The White House official says that Oracle will recreate and provide the security for a new version of TikTok's algorithm. Under the deal, owners of the U.S.-based version of TikTok will lease a copy of the algorithm from ByteDance. And then Oracle is essentially going to serve as the gatekeeper here, continuously monitoring and operating that algorithm. The official said the data will be kept in a secure cloud and that ByteDance will not have any access to U.S.-based users' information on the platform. The algorithm, of course, has long been a sticking point in these negotiations, and we should add at this point it's unclear if this will satisfy the national security law passed by Congress, though the White House is certainly hoping it will. An official tells us that President Trump is planning to sign an executive order later this week, cementing his approval of the deal, though worth mentioning also that we heard from China's foreign ministry on Friday, and they fell short of a full endorsement. As we've been reporting, the structure of a likely TikTok deal is going to take the shape, with ByteDance ByteDance leaving with a less than 20% stake, and then the outside U.S. investors holding a greater majority, including companies like Oracle. The White House had announced over the weekend some additional details, too, that 6 out of 7 of the board seats will be held by Americans. That final seat will be held by ByteDance. John, as you well know, the backdrop to all of this are the ongoing trade negotiations with Beijing. But as our analysts at Bloomberg Economics point out, while this deal, this movement on TikTok perhaps helped to secure that face-to-face meeting that we're expecting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping next month, we're still well away from a fuller, broader trade deal. The White House official says.
Okay, so Oracle. Basically, a company named Oracle is going to own majority of TikTok. And they're going to be the gatekeepers of our data that they collect. And I'm like, whoa, okay, all right. You know, like I said, during the Biden administration, they had somebody, it was pro-Palestinian. The entirety of the app. Majority of them were pro-Palestinian. I guess Zionists saw that and they said, we can't have this shit. Okay? So it got banned in America. They went and they said, hey, yo, look, we'll make a deal with you guys, you know. Who do they put in charge of hate speech? Who do they put in charge of the hate speech department or whatever the fuck? They put this girl. This girl. And I want to show you this because I just think that it's a little important to see, you know? I don't know what the fuck that was. It was supposed to be something else. My bad, guys. Okay. They put this girl, and there's an actual video of her, like, I don't know if this is it or not, but there's an actual video of her that she was saying that she's going to monitor, right, and, you know, basically do her fucking job, which is fucking monitor hate speech. But you gotta wonder, is she gonna be one-sided or not, right? And let's see.
After my sophomore year, like many of my friends, I had a summer internship, a Goldman Fellowship at AJC. I came to work each morning as Israel engaged in one of the larger military operations of my lifetime, Tzuk-Eitan, Operation Protective Edge. That summer, I realized how impactful my Jewish upbringing and education was. I simultaneously realized how passionate my own Zionist identity had become. I knew the well-being of Jews worldwide and the security of Israel would be issues of lifelong importance to me. I grew up in a traditional Jewish household, but in an untraditional decision, after graduating from Michigan, I made Aliyah and enlisted in the Israel Defense Forces. I spent the next 2 years serving as a Madrichat Shirion, an instructor in the Armored Corps. To many, this might seem like a contradiction. For a woman who identifies as liberal and progressive to be a Zionist so committed as to join the IDF, for me, these two identities go hand in hand.
There's that. So what they did was they went and they said, hey, yo, you know what? We need somebody who's going to help us with this hate speech shit. So they put in one of their IDFs. If you look through a lot of the important positions, you will find IDF agents. You will find ex-IDF agents. If you look through a lot of, like, major companies, you will find IDF agents. You will find that. And what that says, well, I don't know. I'm going to leave that there with you, too. You can decide what that says to you all on your own. But they put this chick, out of everybody in the fucking world, they put this fucking chick in charge of hate speech of an app that was heavily used by Palestinians, and she's an IDF agent. Crazy. It's insane. You can't make this shit up. Okay. So what does that say about Oracle? Well, let's see what AI has to say about Oracle. Okay, because I know I watched a video on this. I can't find it, but Right here, it'll tell you right here. Oracle maintains a close business relationship with Israel. Oracle is going to be the company that's going to be the gatekeeper of TikTok. Is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This shit reaches deep, homie. Shit reaches deep. If you are a Jew and you're watching this show, or you're a Zionist and you're watching my show right now, you know what? Congratulations, dog. Y'all did it, dog. Y'all fucking infiltrated every edge. Y'all infiltrated every edge. Y'all did amazing. Fuck. But if you're an American, what are we really fucking doing? What are we really doing? We are really having our politicians fighting over who's gonna cuff the balls of Israel. Is that what we're doing? Is that American? Is that an American thing to do? Is that an American value to hold? I mean, I understand religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about a fucking country that's foreign to us. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Judaism. I'm not talking, even though they all fucking come together in one, you know. I just, you can't turn a blind eye to all this, you know. So I'm gonna leave you with this, and one last clip, and we're gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I really hope that you've enjoyed my little assessment on this whole Israel, Palestine. Actually, I haven't even got into that, but Israel and the invasion of all that as far as American politics go. Because why are they asking us who our allegiances and stuff? What does it matter to them? What does it matter to them? But it does matter, because they get $300 fucking billion. They get $3 billion from us. They already got $300 billion from us. It matters a lot. That's fucking tanked their economy. And then they go and they offer $150 million to Charlie Kirk, and then, you know, get pissed when he says no. I don't know. I'm just stating the facts. So let's see, you know, like, I mean, I've shown you that this can go from American politics. This reaches all the way from American politics, from New York City all the way to Texas. Comes down to even where you stay. You know, it's even reaching all the way down to a damn app on our phones. You know what I mean? A damn app on our phones. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Then to find out that that this shit fucking reaches all the way back to fucking Marilyn Monroe when she's fucking singing fucking, you know, fucking, when she's fucking singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. Fucking President," you know.
My plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy.
So you gotta really, you know, just keep in mind of these things. Next time it's time to vote, just keep in mind that if we're gonna take back this country and make it great, we need to make sure that Americans are doing that with American values, real Americans. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. I'll leave you with this last thing, okay? This is a clip where Candace Owens is watching somebody from the Young Turks basically have a fucking meltdown. Let's check it out.
American taxpayers who are desperate for a better life here in America. They need to hand over billions of dollars to the Israeli government and the IDF, and we need to shut the F up about any of our critique. AIPAC is evil. AIPAC is evil. Evil. My fellow Americans, are you okay with that? Are you okay with a lobbying group representing the best interests of a foreign government telling you you need to bust your ass every day, work a job that you likely hate, and have a portion of your earnings taken from you by our federal government and funneled to the Israeli government so they can commit atrocities in the Gaza Strip? Are you okay with that? Because I'm not okay with that, and nothing gets under my skin more, okay, than hearing these pieces of crap say things that make it clear that they feel entitled to our money. Entitled. That gets under my skin more than you guys understand. American taxpayers who are
And if you're new to the show, go ahead and hit follow. Scrambled Eggs. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Love, peace, chicken grease. Sex in the Middle East. Doggy style without a leash.
Y'all already know what it is, man. If they wanna know my name, they look up and see the game. It's not a problem, we spinning change. Got the pedal to the metal when I pull out the garage. Ain't feeling them at all, these niggas a mirage. Handling my beers like a full body massage. Hands on. Niggas gon' hate, hoes want a menage. Cops fuck with me hoping to get a charge. Hoes leaving they man, fucking us cause our cars. If it's one thing I know, it's smoking and living large, Woo. Got me speeding down the interstate. See what I'm eating, want a piece up off my dinner plate. Hey, she fucking me cause how I win a race. Plus I ain't cheap, I'm rolling reefer, counting bigger cake. Wait, I'm talking fast car, big estate. Money coming cash, plus in the bank. Nigga, don't believe me, throw it in your face. Bitch, I'm in the